Hello everyone. I know you're from bed and you need to stretch a little bit. You can lift your hands up and let them rest for a while. Then forward. And then begin to call. Begin to call the people in front of you. By the side, call. By the side, call some people, keep calling. Up, by the side, up, by the side. Then breathe in, out. Breathe in again, out. Thank you. Now you can sit down and we can learn English. And today I want us to look at adjectives. Adjectives are parts of speech. It's a part of speech attached to a noun. You know, the first part of speech is a noun, and then a pronoun, and then an adjective to describe a noun. So a word that describes a noun is an adjective. And to describe is to talk more about something. So a word that talks more about a noun is called an adjective. In class number 4, you learned that an adjective is a word that comes before a noun. And just before you write a noun or you say a noun, you can add an adjective before it in a sentence. I hope you do understand. I want us to look at some examples of adjectives, And we can start by saying we have good. The word good is an adjective. The word good is an adjective. The word black is an adjective. The word old is an adjective. The word beautiful, the word beautiful is an adjective. The word beautiful is an adjective. Boys and girls, the word, for example, American. The word American is an adjective. American, sorry, that's American, but I want us to write American. The word American is an adjective, just like African or Asian. That's an adjective. Boys and girls, help me fill the remaining adjectives here. You can fill the remaining adjectives there. Remember, an adjective is a word that comes after a noun. An adjective is a word that comes after a noun. A word that comes after a noun, before a noun, there was a confusion. Before a noun, that's an adjective. Now, check the sentences below as the adjectives are used in sentences. A black cat jumped on the table. A black cat jumped on the table. You know, jumping. Cats are agile in the house, so they jump from one place to another. Okay? So the word black is underlined. Then the word black comes before the noun cat. You see, there's a noun there, cat. And then the word that comes before the cat is black, right? So the word black is an adjective. It is describing the color of the cat, describing the color of the cat. So it is an adjective. B, mother bought a small brown book. Mother bought a small brown book. And so we have small and brown underlined. The words small, and brown come before the noun book. The noun there is book, and the words that come before the noun book are small and brown. They describe the noun book. So they, the small and brown, are adjectives arranged in the right order. Remember, you can use more than one adjectives to describe one noun, and that one is a topic of another day. Today, I want us to look at degrees of adjectives. And just before that, boys and girls, would you now construct some sentences using adjectives? Any adjective, you pick an adjective, maybe from this list, or an adjective from elsewhere, and construct 5 sentences using adjectives. Thank you. And make sure you put the adjective before the noun. Degrees of adjectives. There are 3 degrees of adjectives. There are 3 degrees of adjectives. We have a positive degree of adjectives. We've got a comparative degree of adjective, and we've got superlative degree of adjective. Now, positive. I begin with positive. Positive adjective is used to describe one thing or idea or creature. One thing, creature, or idea. Only one thing, one noun that is being talked about. Like, for example, here, a good idea. The word good is a positive adjective. Comfortable chair. The word comfortable is a positive adjective. Beautiful girl. The word beautiful is a positive adjective. A handsome boy. The word handsome is a positive adjective. I hate to put handsome because boys would tell me I am only favoring girls. So you can also choose other positive adjectives and in your own way construct sentences, putting the adjectives before the nouns. Thank you. Now, comparative, number 2. Comparative adjective is used to compare 2 things. The word comparative, to compare between 2 things. Compare between 2 things. Example, a better idea. Now, when you talk about a better idea, that means there is another idea that is not as good as this one that you're talking about. A better idea, a more comfortable chair. There is another chair that is not comfortable. A taller boy. There are 2 boys. One is not tall. One is short, another one is tall. And so you say the taller boy. The first pupil is darker than the second pupil. One is darker and another one is lighter. So we are comparing between 2 boys here. So these comparative adjectives used to compare 2 things. You can also use comparative degrees to construct sentences. Now check this out. We either add er or r to the positive adjective, or use the word more to make it comparative. Let's try this. And I know you can try this at home. Now, positive is this. This is positive. And this is comparative. This is comparative. So positive, tall. Tall is positive. So we can add er to tall to make it a comparative adjective. So we say taller. We say taller. We have actually added er to a positive adjective. Another one here where we add er is short. We can add er and make it a comparative. You say shorter. Then let's look at another adjective. Okay, beautiful. We say beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. We want to make it comparative. We will add more before it. We say more beautiful. We cannot say beautiful. That is wrong English. So some words, some positive adjectives, we cannot add er, but we put the word more before it to make it a comparative degree. For example, comfortable, comfortable. So we say a more comfortable chair, a more comfortable chair. You see? Handsome, a more handsome boy. So we can form comparative adjectives from positive adjectives by adding er, or even using the word more before it. Please, you can do this practice at home and make more comparative adjectives from positive adjectives. Thank you. Now the third degree is superlative. The third degree is superlative, and superlative degree is when we are comparing more than, when we are talking about, not comparing. Remember, we are not comparing, but when we are talking about more than three things, three or more things, or creatures or ideas, we use a superlative. The word super, that means it cannot be competed. It's the best. You see that? Super. So the example here, the best idea. The best idea. The most comfortable chair. Most. The best pupil in the class. The cleanest class in the school. So I have underlined these superlative adjectives. I've underlined best. I've underlined most comfortable. I've underlined best here. I've underlined cleanest. Yeah, cleanest. And we have others that are tallest. Now, we either add est to the positive adjective, or use the word most before the adjective. Now, let's look at this. Here we have positive. Positive adjective. Then here you have superlative. Superlative. We have superlative. We want to look at where we add est. Tall. Tall is positive. We will add est to tall to make it superlative. It will become tallest. Est. Tallest. Remember, we have added est here. Est to make it a superlative degree. Let's look at when we add. We can have more examples where we're adding est. Where we're adding est. Yeah. Others, the word changes. Yeah. For example, good. We can neither add est or add most. We say good, we go to best. All right. Now here we have best. We have used best. It's positive adjective. Its positive adjective is good. When we write here good, superlative becomes best. Yeah? So the word completely changes to a totally new word to become a superlative degree adjective. And then we have others, yeah? The comfortable chair. Comfortable chair. So we add most comfortable, right? Beautiful girl. Most beautiful, right? You know? Handsome boy. We say most handsome, right? So we need to know these more examples of these. Boys and girls, allow me to read some adjectives from my book here, old, we add er to become comparative. So it becomes older. And then we add est to become superlative. So it becomes oldest. Fat, we have fatter, fattest. Remember words that end with a consonant. We double the consonant before we add er or est. Fat ends with a consonant t, and so we double it. Fatter, we add t, er. And then fattest, t, est. Safe, safer, safest. Wise, wiser, wisest. Tall, taller, tallest. Gracious, more gracious, most gracious. Faithful, more faithful, most faithful. Comfortable, more comfortable, most comfortable. Industrious, more industrious, most industrious. Generous, more generous, most generous. I would like us to understand them. There are adjectives that are irregular. We have irregular adjectives that the word changes completely, like good and the best, like bad, For example, of irregular adjectives. They are not among the adjectives that we add er or est. We don't add more or most. Those are irregular adjectives that change completely. Examples of irregular adjectives, boys and girls, are bad. Bad is a positive degree adjective. So comparative degree is worse, and then superlative is worst. So some more examples: many, more, most; little, less, least; good, better, best; well, better, best; much, more, most; far, farther, farthest; far, farther, farthest. Girls, I would like you to attempt some questions here. In my book, I would request the cameraman, before we complete, just to focus from here, number 1 to 10, and then part B, complete the following sentences by writing the correct degree of adjective in the bracket, number 1 to 10. Then we come here and form adjectives, forming adjectives from nouns. We will come to learn this later on, not today. We will learn how to form adjectives from nouns, but this is the work I've given you. I hope you will be able to read it from your computer or from your laptop. Thank you, boys and girls. That is the end of our lesson. What have we learned today? We have learned that we have 3 degrees of adjectives. We have learned that we have 3 degrees of adjectives: positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive, comparative, and superlative. And that on positive is about one thing, one idea, one creature. We've learned that there is comparative adjective. We use it on comparing 2 things, or 2 ideas, or two creatures. And then we have learned that we have superlative adjectives, where we are talking about more than 3 things, 3 creatures, 3 ideas. All right? And we have learned also that we have got irregular adjectives where the words change. Boys and girls, I hope you all understood. Enjoy your day and do my work. Thank you. I love you.